Good morning, TNT. It's Thursday, and we are here. Welcome to another episode of Cup of Joe, as we've been saying for the entire week. Abiel Jackson, good morning.
Good morning.
We are on 5 days a week.
5 days a week. You
Mondays,
can get your fix.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays. What comes after Wednesday?
Thursday and Friday, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the days
With
of
the
the
days
week.
of Fridays. Right? 5 days a week we are on, and we are introducing a brand new show on a Thursday. We're in a different space.
We are, and it's a very luxurious, fabulous space. It's Fanatic Kitchen Studios.
Yeah, we are Fanatic Kitchen Studios. And basically what we have branded this day as on Cup of Joe is Tasty Trini Cooks Thursdays.
So we're all about food.
We're all about food.
We love food here on A Cup of Joe. And why are you in an apron?
For obvious reasons. We're in a kitchen, and I am going to be doing some cooking today.
Oh dear. You fancy yourself a cook this season?
Abiel Jackson, I dabble in the kitchen, if you don't know.
You dabble?
I dabble.
But should you dabble on camera is the question.
I've asked myself that question up to about 2 minutes ago.
And you're going brave.
And I'm
Anyway,
going brave.
he's
And I'm
going
going
brave,
brave. And I'm
TNT.
going brave.
So Joel is upping the ante. And as much as I tease him mercilessly because I can, he's actually not atrocious in the kitchen. He really isn't. He has his own little quirky style that's quite endearing. And I've actually tasted his hand.
Sometimes I hit, sometimes I miss.
Sometimes he hits, sometimes he misses. And we're going to leave it up to you. You can decide. He's going to roll out the recipes for you. And you're going to try it at home. And then you're going to message us and let us know. Well, Joel, actually, I tried that recipe you did last Thursday. And
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. You think it's going to be a hit every time?
I'm going to try to hit.
You're going to try to hit every single time?
Yeah, I'm going to try to hit. Let me just probably quickly explain.
Yes, Trini Cooks. Explain to us.
TriniCooks.com is a website that my wife and I created.
Hi, Morella.
Back in 2006. That is how long ago?
Oh my God. Why are you making me do
2006.
math? It's probably about 8 years ago.
9 years ago. Yeah.
8.
From then till now, we have established about close to 2,000 recipes, both local and foreign, but locally infused foreign recipes, that sort of thing. So we have a base of at least 2,000 recipes on the website. And it's a recipe-based website. We do a lot of food events. She's all over the place when it comes to food events. And we follow food. That's one of the themes.
They went to Tobago
food.
without me.
The Blue Food Festival.
They went to the Blue Food Festival.
Was a few weeks
and
ago.
I heard nary a word.
Oh my goodness.
Till they were almost ready to come back.
Why you like to complain like that?
I'm not complaining. I'm just putting it out there. That they went to the Blue Food Festival without Food, though, TNT, without me.
Can I continue?
But carry on.
Yeah. So TriniCooks.com really is for our love of food. We've always been foodies.
Yes.
I think that was one of the reasons when I met my wife years ago.
That you all clicked.
I recognized that she can cook. I said, okay, tick. That's one. As an important factor. Because back then I couldn't cook. I couldn't cook
at
to
all.
save my life.
So Morella taught you to cook?
Yeah, and inspired me as well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So there have been a lot of wonderful moments you all have shared in the kitchen. And now you're sharing those moments in turn with Trinidad and Tobago.
With Trinidad and Tobago. And what we're going to do every Thursday, we're going to roll out a recipe from the website.
Yes.
And show folks that Joel is definitely not a chef by any means necessary. No chef. But
you can follow a recipe.
I can follow a recipe. That's actually, I do that very, very well.
Very well.
Once I've gotten the knack to follow a recipe, take this, take that, move that here, put that there. And sometimes I hit, sometimes I miss.
Sometimes you hit, sometimes
Most times I hit.
All right.
Most times I hit.
Fair. We'll take it with a pinch of salt, pun intended. The beautiful part about rolling out the recipe is that he's not going to do it alone. No, I won't be in the kitchen. That's not my job.
Why? Explain to Big why you wouldn't be in the kitchen with me.
Because I don't like it. You expected me to be dishonest about it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Why don't you like the kitchen?
Joel, you know that I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things.
You do a lot of things.
I do a lot of things. And I have learned to batten my crease, as the old people say, and the kitchen is definitely not my crease. It's not.
Your crease.
I can make things.
You probably have to marry a chef. That was just too good.
It was too easy.
That was too easy.
Fair. Fair. I can make things, but I don't consider myself a chef extraordinaire by any means necessary. So I'm going to leave it up to you.
You're going to leave it to me.
And any given guest that we have on a Thursday, and we're going to have quite a few really fun, really interesting guests coming through, and they're going to be rolling out the recipe with Joel, as well as sharing a cup as we usually do and all that good stuff. So today...
Inside the cup today?
Brought to you with the kind compliments of...
Rani Flatbread.
Right. So the person that's going to be sharing a cup with Joel today and rolling out a recipe today, one of my favorite people, but don't tell him I said that.
Yeah.
Don't tell him I said that.
I think he in the green room. He heard you.
He probably heard me.
He probably heard you.
We have a returning season 2 alum. That's right, Kurt Allen. So you know this is our Christmas into Carnival season. So we're talking Kaiso in the kitchen.
Kaiso in the kitchen.
Kaiso in the kitchen.
That actually
Dubai. That's what we're doing today.
That actually sounds like some good. You were right, Kaiso
I could be
in
a
the
backup
kitchen.
singer. I so could.
You
I could be a spectacular girl.
you're a beauty queen, a backup singer.
Do we really need to go back there? So you can look forward to that today inside of Tasty Trini Cooks Thursday. Are you ready to do it?
I'm ready.
Our first installment at Fanatic Kitchen.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
And could we tell people what we're going to cook? Probably should we tease that, what I'm going to be doing?
You can if you want, yeah.
We're doing a pumpkin soup today, folks.
Okay.
I will explain why, or my connection to the pumpkin soup.
You have connection to pumpkin?
I have a connection to the pumpkin soup. I'll explain it when we come back, or when I get into the kitchen in just a little bit. But first up, we share a cup with
Kurt Allen.
Yes. TNT, stay with us. So this is Trini Cooks Thursday on A Cup of Joe. We share a cup next with Kurt Allen. And don't move, because Kurt is going to join me in the kitchen a little later.
Yes.
Stay with us.
What's coming up inside the cup is brought to you by Kiss Rani Flatbreads.
Early in the year, did you say, okay, it's time to bring back?
No, but I've been saying that for a while now. Because you could well imagine people like the Black Stallion himself who came out of the Calypso tent for the past 25 years. He has not participated in the Calypso tent. Yet still he's prepared to make a comeback, a return to the Calypso tent through the backyard experience.
So boil the vegetables until it's soft. It usually takes about a half hour, 35 minutes for the most. When that boils, this is what you get, guys.
Right.
God, the beauty of television cooking is something else. Eh? So this is the texture you're kind of looking for. Where
you can adjust it.
You could make some Trini favorites any day with Rani Flatbread. You give some tomatoes a roast, cook in oil and seasoning, 5 minutes at most. Give Rani a light toast, fill with choker, and be an epic host.
Now that's a Rani good idea.
I'm glad I back with Republic. I get my loan up real quick. Picture new chairs and house repairs. Picture flat screen too. A new car painted blue. This Christmas, anything you need. Republic. Anything indeed. Republic. Loan approved with speed. Republic. Easy. Picture yourself with anything you want. Get your Make It Happen loan today. Anything at all. Republic.
Girl, all my furnishings are from American Stores. Quality living made affordable. Come, let me take you down to American Stores.
At American Stores this Christmas, make all your holiday wishes come true. Choose from many styles of comfortable living rooms starting at $29.99. Elegant dining rooms starting at $12.99. Relaxing bedrooms starting at $11.99. And a chance to win up to $1 million in the American Stores Cash Cube. All at American Stores, where we make quality living affordable.
All right, we're back, TNT, and we're moving into what we are calling Trini Cooks Thursdays. If you're now joining us, the reason I'm dressed so well today in my kitchen garb is because this is Trini Cooks Thursdays. I'm heading to the kitchen in just a little bit. But before I head to the kitchen, In traditional Cup of Joe style, we share a cup with a very special person, and today, as Bayo told you at the top of the show, it's a Cup of Joe alum, as she's calling it, in her own nerdy way. He's been here before. We've had him last season, and we thought it best to have him again because this is just one of those unique characters that we think offers so much to the society that we call Trinidad and Tobago. I'm talking about Calypsonian soca artist, producer in his own right, Kurt Allen is back with us this morning. Kurt, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure, it's a pleasure.
And let me just quickly say, Kurt is going to join me in the kitchen in just a little bit. We are going to whip something up in just a little bit, so you got to stay tuned for that TNT. But Kurt, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Everything is good. Everything good.
I'm good.
Right, good.
I'm good.
I like the outfit.
You like? I'm good. The last time we spoke, Kurt, you were about to launch into the Bajan in town,
yes.
And that put on that production.
Yes.
I got a first-hand view of it. I saw the show up close and personal.
Thanks for the support, yeah.
Good. Let me start by saying that I thoroughly enjoyed the entire production.
Thank you.
I first need to know where did that concept come from in your head?
Well, the concept of the barricade, we believe that's where the Calypso took its root. We all heard of the history of Calypso starting in the plantation, but Calypso really blossomed in the barricade settings. That's where, you had this unique group. Barricade is really a community.
Right.
It's a group made up of, you have the panmen, the Calypsonian, the real Bajans, the prostitutes. You had even the pastors, the reverends. They were part of the yard. So the yard was a community of people from all different walks of life in terms of, especially when it comes to the arts, cultural arts. The steel pan, a lot of people believe that the steel pan was born out of the barricade as well. So the barricade represents a part of Calypso's history that even though it's there, a lot of people don't really understand or recognize it, particularly the young people. So we decided to showcase this, in terms of the historical aspect of the art form.
Right, and I understand that. I now want to push it a little further and ask, how did you conceptualize doing what is a Calypso show, a traditional Calypso show, and bringing all that theater that we saw into the mix?
That theater was present in Calypso. When you think about Railway Douglas from 1921, when he came with the first Calypso.
1921, is it?
Yeah, that's when you got the first real traditional Calypso tent that we call the Calypso tent now with the lights and the seating and the MCs and stuff. So it started from there. That environment lended itself naturally to what you witnessed at the barricade. Because in that settings, there you would have found the same prostitutes, you would have found the policemen, you would have found the people cooking a particular type of food. So that while I am putting it on as art, it actually existed in that space and that time. So I'm just, my presentation and production was just recreating that time and bringing it for the people of this time.
Yeah, because in my time, I came a little after 1921. I have never witnessed, and I grew up listening to Calypso. I grew up when Sunday night, Carnival Sunday night, my house shut down because, and going to the tents, I have never witnessed that in terms of Calypso, a Calypso show in that sort of theater. And that sort of show. It was a show.
Yes.
So what happened between 1921, as you said, and
now?
Now, because you brought that back. I mean, I don't know if you're the first to bring it back, but it's the first I have seen of it. What happened in that gap?
Gap, a lot of things happened. Calypso took a turn from 1921 where it took to the world stage through Harry Belafonte, becoming the first music or the first genre of music to sell a million copies. After Harry Belafonte, it had a whole craze with the Calypso craze in the United States. And of course, in that same era, 1956, that's when the Mighty Sparrow came on the scene with Gene and Dinah. Again, he helped to change the face of Calypso. So Calypso then to now was going through a lot of different changes. From Mighty Sparrow, you had unique characters like Shadow, Super Blue, the Black Stallion, David Rudder. So it's always an evolution. And the artists themselves will put their own touch to it so that Sparrow would not have sounded like the Roaring Lion. He would have appreciated what the Roaring Lion did. David Rudder will not sound like Sparrow. Stalin is not going to sound like Shadow, so that each individual artist will bring their unique touch to it. And that in itself will help to change the landscape. Because if you follow how Calypso has evolved, at one time, Calypso and Calypsonians were treated as the scums of society. people really didn't want to have nothing to do with a Calypsonian or a pan man. Today we see Calypsonians receiving honorary doctorates from the University of the West Indies. So a lot of different things has helped to reshape and rebrand Calypso, so that what we had then, it's lost, it's gone. But through these types of productions, we get a sense of, you know, bringing back that type of nostalgic feeling, so that the young people now, and young people like yourself as well, could enjoy and appreciate what happened in the past.
I like that. Yeah. Young people like myself. But I'm just wondering now, you bringing that back into the foray, are we going to see more of that?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have a nice little recipe cooking up right now with myself and the Black Stallion. You know, even though everyone understands his condition, you know, he had a little setback. He's improving. I want everybody to know that he's coming along very well.
Right. We spoke to Roy Kip earlier this week, and he indicated that as well.
And we have a project that we are working on that we are going to release very, very soon, but we are going to give the people a bite of the barricade experience in the carnival season.
So that's similar sort of theatrical production that you saw.
So in a grander scale, we had some, you know, new elements to it, you know, to make it more interesting and stuff.
That's coming before the end of the year, or for
well, I wanna it's gonna be coming soon. That's what I can say, very soon.
All right. When it's coming, you're gonna let us know it's coming.
Definitely. I want to make sure you come and support again, and you know, get the fullness of what it's about.
Do you think this is going to start? As I said, nothing new under the sun. As you said, this existed before in this form.
In its organic form.
In its organic form, you've brought it back. Do you think we'll see more, whether it's the guys who run the different tents now? Because the Calypso tent over the last few years, has been dying. I mean, people are not going to the tents as they used to.
That's true.
Why? Is it just?
I think people, you know,
losing interest.
Losing interest could be one thing, but you know, people have a lot of different options now for entertainment. And you know, when you're going to spend your hard-earned dollar, you want quality entertainment. You want something that, you know, that you could feel good about. Sometimes when you go to a Calypso tent, you get good entertainment, but the conscious capital that's you know, sometimes that's missing in terms of when you go in the feeling, what you leave with. How you feel when you walk into a particular space. Like even when you go to church, when you leave church and you come out, you feel in a particular way. When you go to a classroom and you know you did an exam, you come out feeling in a particular way. What we will want to do is to change the way people feel when they leave our Calypso tent.
And that's where
I think
the storyline and the theater comes in. Because I mean, for those of you who did not see the Barjan in Town, was the Barjan in Town, and Kurt Allen was the Barjan. It literally was a seamless production with Calypso performers, including yourself,
Black Stallion,
Myron B, all intertwined seamlessly in an entire storyline that was taking place in the barricade, and it was wonderfully produced. So I'm just wondering if we're going to see more of that. So let's say Carnival season coming. Are the tents just going to roll out as they're accustomed, or you think you're going to have influence in terms of some of?
I hope that you know that it would have influenced them just the same way Railway Douglas influenced what we are doing now. You know, maybe it's a time for something different, and you know, if they find comfort in what I'm doing, or they think that they could find synergy and you know, it's not a problem with me.
Did you see that before?
No.
Early in the year, did you say, okay, it's time to bring back?
No, but I've been saying that for a while now. Because you could well imagine people like the Black Stallion himself who came out of the Calypso tent for the past 25 years. He has not participated in the Calypso tent. Yet still he's prepared to make a comeback, a return to the Calypso tent through the barricade experience. So yes, it's something different. It's something, you know, that we hope to engage the community with in a different aspect.
You were one, I remember your discussion or concern with the separation of Calypso and Soca. You don't think it should be two different entities, or well, you had a little issue with how the music evolved?
It's not really an issue. It comes like, my name is Kurt Allen, and I have a son named Roger Allen.
Right.
He may look like me, he may walk like me. People might say, boy, you're looking like your father. But he is still Roger Allen. So if he wants to express himself in a particular way, he will be Roger. He will carry the last name Allen so that people know he's my son. The same way that Soca carries the DNA of Calypso. But Soca has its own identity, its own purpose, its own direction. and it cannot necessarily take the part that its father or its mother are taken. And it's kind of like you having a son or having a son or a daughter. They have their own road to take eventually and must be recognized for their own individual expression and contribution. You can't keep tying it to that, okay, your name is Joe, so your son must just be like Joe. He must do everything that you do. Walk like you, say it like you. That cannot work. He must have his own expression. So soca has its own expression. Calypso has its own expression and identity.
But soca would have come from
out of Calypso. It's a child of Calypso.
But do you think now that it has evolved to the point where it's losing its roots?
No, it can't lose its roots. That's part of its DNA.
Is it happening? Is it happening? I mean,
no,
you think it can't, but is it happening?
Soca is forging its own path, creating its own history, the same way that Calypso has forged a particular path and created its own history. The same way you have reggae, which represents more or less the conscious aspect of Jamaican culture, and you have dancehall, which represents the festive aspect. They're still considered one. Calypso is considered like the conscious aspect of our expression, while soca is the fun aspect. However, they are both social commentary. Because if I am in a particular environment, and I will write particular songs based on the environment that I am in, and I will express it that way. If you're in a party, you're in that environment, you're going to write based on what you see. You're going to see somebody whining to the ground or waving a flag, and that is what you're going to write to express what you're seeing. It's still a social situation because people are socializing. I may write about what I saw in a classroom or when people went to a particular political campaign meeting. I might say, you know, they said this about PNM and they said this about the UNC. That's the way I might express it as a Calypsonian. But still, it's same. It's one family. It's one connection.
Yeah. Kurt Allen and his family is still up on the mountain, El Takush.
That's part of life. That's part of life.
That's part of your life now?
Yeah, man.
All right, we'll talk about how
I wanted to come up there too.
No, sir. I'm going to pick up an invitation, you know. But we're going to talk about Kurt Allen and his entire family up on the tippy-top mountain of El Takush when he joins me in the kitchen next. So we continue here on A Cup of Joe. Kurt Allen and I, we're going to whip up a pumpkin soup. Courtesy TriniCooks.com. We're going to roll out a recipe next. Stay with us. Cup of Joe continues after this.
Don't you know that everybody believes in something? It's soca. If I know, I will never drink rum again. While Gary Griffith only talking me time, now we're complaining about police brutality. But like we head so far up, we can't see. Sometimes the police simply performing their duty.
Joel Shares a Cup is presented by American Stores, where we make quality living affordable since 1950.
Girl, all my furnishings are from American Stores. Quality living made affordable. Come, let me take you down to American Stores.
At American Stores this Christmas, make all your holiday wishes come true. Choose from many styles of comfortable living rooms starting at $29.99. Elegant dining rooms starting at $12.99. Relaxing bedrooms starting at $11.99. And a chance to win up to $1 million in the American Stores Cash Cube. All at American Stores, where we make quality living affordable.
My name's Marcos. I'm an avid mountain biker. Every chance I get, I'm on the trails on my bike, but like anyone else, I hate cleaning my bike. So what I did today is I sprayed one of my shoes and half of my bike with Rust-Oleum Never Wet. The results blew me away. The spray completely repelled the mud. The shoe was clean after the ride. It means less time cleaning and real protection from water damage.
All right, guys, welcome. As we teased at the beginning of the show, this is where Cup of Joe gets into the kitchen and we get creative. It's called Trini Cooks Thursdays, TriniCooks.com. A host of recipes, local recipes, couple foreign recipes there as well, where we literally going to roll out a recipe. I am by no means a chef. Kurt Allen, are you a chef?
Well, I try.
You're trying?
Yeah, I try.
But I am by no means a chef. I dabble in the kitchen, and basically what this is going to do This is not a cooking show where a big chef comes and tell you, do this, do that, do this, do that. That's not the show. This show is to show you that by just following simple instructions on trinitycooks.com in a recipe, you can create great dishes at home with your family, which is what I've done. Most times, sometimes I hit, sometimes I miss, sometimes my wife can eat it, sometimes she can't. That's what happens in the Villafana house. So good. We're doing a pumpkin soup.
Nice.
It's a cream of pumpkin soup. It's one of my favorite soups. It's why I married my wife.
All right, okay.
Yeah. When she made the pumpkin soup, and I tasted the pumpkin soup, I said, jeez. I said, look.
That was it.
I said, well, this heaven. So the recipe is very simple. Cream of pumpkin soup. We cutting up the ingredients. Working on the carrots. I have the pumpkin. We have to cut up onion, garlic, celery, chives, and that's where we started.
That's how it looks.
Let's get this happening here as quickly as possible. Good. You're still up in El Takush.
Still in the mountains, man.
Still up in the mountains.
Growing organic, produce like carrots and, sweet peppers.
So once you get the pumpkin in there, we get the pumpkin. We could get all of this in here.
Yeah, man, you could get the carrots.
Could get the carrots in here. This is a kind of crazy show in terms of the kitchen. So follow us. This is the onion. So we're going with the onion. It's simple rough chop. The recipe really just say 1 medium onion chopped. So simple as that.
I have a half here for you.
You have a half there?
Yeah, man.
I had a half too. So a half and a half make a whole. Yeah? I'm going to get a few blades of chives going.
I have some garlic on the center.
And Cookie hear the laughing going on in the background. Everybody laughing at us here,
And everybody coming to eat after.
Everybody, when we're ready to taste, I hope, everybody laughing in the background. I haven't tasted a better pumpkin soup.
All right.
I really haven't. And I eat out a lot. I eat different than
some garlic.
Right, some garlic. Could probably add a little more garlic. Garlic kind of like the garlic flavor. So I have some garlic here as well. Because I know one cutter. That's some.
I might enjoy yourself. So
some magical stuff that you could just use in the kitchen now. All right. Garlic crush.
I wouldn't have that up in the mountain.
You wouldn't have this in the mountain.
I use this.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that. You can carry that up the cushion.
Straight off though.
So salt.
Yeah, a little pinch of salt.
A little pinch of salt.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
Yeah. Pepper. Salt, pepper. Mrs. Villafana, how are we going here? All right. I have some celery here as well. Chive and celery. Right, chive, celery, a boulet cube.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
Just for the little additional flavor. Now, I added a little bit of this, but I'm going to add a little bit later as well, because this red pepper flakes.
Yeah.
Let's give it a little.
Not too hot.
Nothing too hot.
Right, nice,
a little subliminal kick.
Nice.
Right.
I like that subliminal kick.
Yes. Abiyo like it too. She like big woods, So when she hear big woods, so you basically now get this filled with water.
Looking good, man.
Which I didn't have.
Looking good to go right there.
Looking good to go there?
Yeah, man.
So once you get that happening there, season up, and you get that on the fire. Now, what happens here now? Once you have that on a nice high fire, you bring it to a boil. So boil the vegetables until it's soft. It usually takes about a half hour, 35 minutes for the most. When that boils, this is what you get, guys.
Right.
God, the beauty of television cooking is something else. So this is the texture you're kind of looking for. Where
you can eat that just so?
No, but there are some pumpkin soups that I've seen served. Literally, they just crush the pumpkin and this is the top.
This is a different something, a little creamy and
this
stuff.
This a little creamy stuff. This is a little creamy stuff, right? So what we're doing with this now is that we put in this. We'll pour it here. This is where the craziness starts. So Kurt, one of the things when I cook in the kitchen, right? You see why I wanted to apron here. I make a mess when I'm in the kitchen,
Man. It's part of it.
Tell me a little bit about where your mind is in terms of calypsos in the coming carnival season? There's so much political stuff happening.
So many things out
there.
Where
your mind is at now?
Well, since we're in the kitchen, I'll talk about all the ingredients out there. And I have a lot of different ingredients. I have social ingredients, I have political ingredients, I have human ingredients. So, you know, I'm a social commentator, political commentator.
Right.
So I focus more on that aspect. What I can tell you is that from what I've been hearing so far, a lot of my colleagues and stuff will be coming with things like runoff, because you're hearing a lot about the runoff.
Right, right.
Of course, anything for a little bacchanal, you know.
We like that. We like that.
You'll be any of the latest political talk that you might be hearing outside there, I'm sure that it's going to be addressed because, you know, Carnival or Calypso, when it comes to Calypso, we take the social issues and address it in a particular way. So I'm sure that a lot of people will be coming with stuff like that.
With stuff like that. All right, so Kurt, what we'll do is that it has to puree. So as we got the major stuff that we boiled, the soft vegetables, we literally just doing a blend. I remember how to work this, you know. Yeah, I think it's it, right? Yes. That's kind of basically the texture you want. You just want it to emulsify. What we're doing now is getting the creaminess, the creamy aspect of the soup, basically. I think the fancy name for what I'm going to do here is a roux.
A roux.
I hope I pronounce it correctly. A roux. It's basically butter and flour. So the creaminess of it comes from here.
Flour.
Butter and about a heaping tablespoon of flour. You know, in cooking, you just kind of estimate a little.
That's good, man.
All right, and you kind of keep stirring until once you get that kind of gooey texture going there, milk.
Right. What's milk?
I would think about a cup.
All right.
About a cup of milk, so I'm using about half of what I have here. And you keep stirring. Because what you want to do is that you want to get the milk now. That roux is going to get the milk nice and thick.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of continuous turning until you get that roux. So while that turning, we were talking about your... So what direction do you think you're going to go in terms of the Calypso's way?
Well, in terms of, you know, this year was my last year in public competition, so I may not be going back into
You're not doing the competition thing anymore?
No, and at least that's how I feel right now. In terms of lyrical direction, you know, as I said, a lot has been happening, but I don't want to be one of the artists who read a newspaper about a particular topic
and just write
go and write after a whole year, come and write about the same thing to remind the people about the same thing.
Right.
I think right now my writing has changed a bit, where I want to focus on not just telling the people what is happening, but to offer some sort of suggestion. I don't want to say a solution, but a suggestion.
A suggestion.
Yeah.
I'll just stop in here because I have to pour the entire pumpkin mixture that we pureed into the cream here now. And that's really the base of your soup.
And you state up a little bit.
And because basically what you can do is that as much, in terms of how much soup you want, you can puree as much of the mixture, and you mix this into the heavy cream with the milk that would have turned nice and creamy.
Okay, making enough for these 20 people at here.
How many people here?
25, I could not count them.
Nah, I counted. You was laughing again. Yeah, I hear about that. She ain't getting none. She ain't getting none. When everybody eats, she ain't getting none. See, and the texture of the soup.
Yeah, seeing what happened already.
It coming together.
The color change a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Once that come up now, you literally season. Let me get this out of the way. I would have to unplug it, I suppose.
Yeah, it's unplugged.
Yeah. And once there now, you could reseason. You can taste first and season to your taste. So you just. So probably. I mean, and it depends on how you like. How you like your stuff. A little salt, a little pepper. I said this is give it a little kick. Red pepper flakes. Give it a little nice little kick that it probably needs. And you stir. I always hear my wife say, "Don't bring it to a bubbling hot boil, because the soup can curdle."
All right.
So this, I just followed the instructions. I wrote all the recipe. I followed the instructions. So once it comes up to boil to a proper temperature, and it's hot, which you kind of will see soup kind of coming
and
together.
You don't want to burn it, right?
And you don't want to burn it. I don't want to be the first man on TV to burn soup.
You ain't going to hear the end of that.
I won't hear the end of that. I'll be Jackson will tell me that every single day, right? So let me taste again. Let me get another spoon, and let me just taste again. Good, let me go. Try that.
All right. You could pay in house if you
want. You see, she lose her chance. She lose her chance. She lose her chance.
Big time.
So the reality is,
it really tastes good, man.
That we now can imagine you serve this home. You're about to go to no fancy restaurant.
Oh boy.
Look at it.
I mean, look at that.
Look at it. From your own kitchen home. Huh? I'll be Jackson out watering now. I ain't here laughing now.
Your stock's just raised, man.
Yeah, it must stock raise. And there you go. Cream of pumpkin soup.
Yeah, man. We did it.
Thank you very much for supporting me in the kitchen for my first Trini Cooks Thursdays. That soup, as I said, you can literally go on to trinicooks.com, follow the recipe, roll out your own recipe, and prepare a simple soup like that. Every week, every Thursday, we'll be right here in the kitchen, and hopefully I will get all the recipes right, and you can go and try it yourselves in your own kitchen. We're coming back. We will touch base with one of our local artisans next, and then we will taste up. We'll do a proper tasting, Kurt, and I'll think about if I'm giving a babe a little bit to taste. All right? We're coming right back. Thanks for staying with us, folks. This is A Cup of Joe.
TriniCooks.com. We get you cooking.
Girl, all my furnishings are from American Stores. Quality living made affordable. Come, let me take you down to American Stores.
At American Stores this Christmas, make all your holiday wishes come true. Choose from many styles of comfortable living rooms starting at $29.99. Elegant dining rooms starting at $12.99. Relaxing bedrooms starting at $11.99. And a chance to win up to $1 million in the American Stores Cash Cube. All at American Stores, where we make quality living affordable.
Why settle for a one-note cereal? Get more with Honey Bunches of Oats. 4 nutritious grains come together for more taste, more texture, more healthy satisfaction. Have a bowl of happy.
All right, folks, welcome to our Buy Local, Cook Local table. And this is where we present our local artisans, those persons that create wonderful little packaged stuff. This is also, this week, I think Abiel Jackson really pulled together some of our alum, those people who came before on the show making a return. Now, this is one, Perfect Peppers. My dear friend Lisa is here with me. Lisa, Perfect Peppers is one of my little favorite things that I kind of just throw in. As you see,
I'm so glad to hear that.
Kind of handy in the kitchen a little.
I saw you. You're really, really handy.
So yeah, but it's something that I would just throw in just to see how it will complement enhance the dish.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah. So I use this a lot, but based on what I'm seeing here, you're very much in the season, and
we're very much in the season.
You've created some wonderful gift items.
Well, what I've realized is that we all have friends who have everything. It's very difficult to go shop for them at the mall.
Right, you don't know what to buy.
We never know what to get for them. The one thing we all have in common is that we eat. So most people enjoy getting things that they can eat, getting things that would make their life a little easier, make them look good when they have friends come over and they,
Right.
So we have done some hampers and we do them to order.
Right.
So you can actually call us and tell us what you want in the hamper.
Or your products.
Of my products.
Right.
Or you can tell me you just want a hamper with local things in it, because we are pushing local. We have wonderfully local made things in Trinidad now.
Right.
And we discuss with you what you want it to look like, what colors you want to use, what is your budget, which everybody has a budget.
Right.
And we try to make it as affordable and as painless as possible, a process. So the only thing that you have to do after you pick it up is put a tag on it.
So you do all the decorations?
We do everything. We do all the decorations, all the color coordinating. everything that you want. We put a ornament on it. We do a number of small ones, like the one in your hand.
Right.
Everybody has the teacher that they have to give a gift to, and how many cups and candles can a teacher use, really?
I'm not seeing there's a Perfect Peppers chow chow.
There's a Perfect Peppers chow chow.
Now hit the market, or
we do that for Christmas.
We do that just for Christmas?
Yes, we do a chow chow for Christmas. We have a line of Christmas products. So we have chow chow barbecue sauce, spicy pickles, something called Trini relish, where we've taken the flavors of Trinidad and made our own relish with it. So it has things like five finger and pomsite and that kind of thing in the relish. Right. And it really is Trinidadian in origin.
Our local fruit. Our local fruit. Before you tell us what's here, for those viewers who may not know of Perfect Peppers, give them Perfect Peppers in a synopsis. See, in terms of
Perfect Peppers is a family-run business. My husband and I. We have a number of condiments. We do condiments, pepper jellies, flavored salts, and we have just placed in Malabar Farms and in Blooms our caper cream cheese dip.
Caper cream cheese. This is what I'm seeing here.
Yeah. So we created this actually to showcase our products, and the stores liked it, and so now it's packaged and placed in. It's a wonderful dip to make you look good when you're doing entertaining. Your friends come over.
It's a fancy dip.
It's a fancy dip.
A fancy dip.
Fancy.
It's fancy.
Yes.
One of the things I just wanted you to reiterate when you were here last, your pepper is not necessarily burning hot pepper.
No, it's not the hottest pepper in the world. We never set out to make the hottest pepper. What we set out to do is make a very flavorful and tasty pepper. Look at it from a totally different perspective. Our pepper chow, for instance, has 5 different peppers in the bottle. There's nothing else in the bottle, but we started on the low end with jalapeno and went all the way up on the high end with ghost pepper, which for many years was the hottest pepper in the world. What it gives you is the opportunity to enjoy the pepper without all of the other filler, the mustard and the pumpkin and all the things. Pumpkin is a pumpkin soup.
Yeah.
So, you know, all of the other things that we are accustomed to seeing in a pepper.
And Perfect Peppers, you all don't do a pepper sauce?
No, we don't do a pepper sauce. It's called a pepper chow.
Why you don't do a pepper sauce?
Because everybody else does a pepper sauce.
Right.
And so, as I said, we looked at an old product
Yes.
in a new way.
Right.
It's it's an old product looked at in a new way, and then we took our pepper jellies and said, let's use again the flavors of Trinidad and create pepper jellies that we can export to the rest of the world, and they now will enjoy our flavors. So we have sorrel and pimento, papaya, mammy apple.
That papaya is pawpaw, eh?
No, it's pawpaw, yes, but we call it papaya because it's hot. So it's PEP.
Oh, you make up your own
So
thing.
we made our own.
Right. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
So we have mammy apple, we have sour cherry pepper jelly. So it's really our fruits that we've taken and our fruits of our childhood and said, let's create world-class products that would stand up to anything.
You know, I can't leave you without me tasting something that you're prepared.
You're having friends over, and you know, you don't have a lot of time. This is puff pastry. So we've taken just regular store-bought puff pastry. Cut it in round. You can use a glass or you can use a cookie cutter. A mini muffin tin. Make sure and stick it a few times with a fork so it doesn't puff up too much. And all we've done is we've added some cream cheese dip,
which is your fancy already made
cream cheese
dip
you can get at Malabar Farms or at Blooms,
in the specialty stores.
In the specialty stores. Today we've added our sorrel pepper jelly to it.
Was it sorrel pepper jelly?
Yes, because it's Christmas.
Right.
Obviously. But you can make it savory if you like, and you can put our pepper chow on it and make it give it a little kick.
Right.
Because you can actually use any one of our products and place it on the top of it.
You can put any one of the pepper chows, any one of the products pepper jellies, and just dot it on it. And
do you have permission to eat carbs?
I'm eating less, but on Cup of Joe days, I'm allowed to.
You're allowed to eat carbs.
I'm allowed to eat. Anybody watching?
Nobody watching. I wouldn't tell. It'll be our secret.
So the cream cheese is basically your special.
It started off as my anything in the refrigerator cream cheese dip, and we've now refined it. We have the ingredients are capers and olives and chives,
I will never live that down, apparently. You pronounce it the CH, right?
Right. And you can use it for different things. You can use it this way. You can use it with a cracker.
Yeah.
Or some pasta.
Right.
And as the pasta is when the pasta is cooked and hot, you just add this to it and you have a pasta dish.
You serious?
Because everything is, yes, it's simple as that. Makes your life very simple.
Excellent. So, and all these are also available at the specialty
all of
stores?
These, no, they're not available at the specialty stores. You
this
can
is
direct.
Call to order?
Yes, this is call to order.
Call to order. You want to just quickly give us your
sure,
contact information?
It's Lisa Reyes at tsttt.net.tt, and it will be on your website, I'm sure.
And it will be on trinicooks.com.
As well as Couple Joe.
And as well as Couple Joe.
Yes.
You can, of course, get all these products if you're looking for that gift for someone who has everything. Perfect answer. Lisa, thank you for dropping by once again of Perfect Peppers. And we will take a short break, folks. When we come back, we wrap the show, we head to the tasting table, and I'm still in decision whether or not I'm allowing Abiyo Jackson to taste my pumpkin soup. When we come back, stay with us here on Couple Joe.
Why settle for a one-note cereal? Get more with Honey Bunches of Oats. 4 nutritious grains come together for more taste, more texture, more healthy satisfaction. Have a bowl of happy.
This is water. You've never seen it behave this way. Imagine a surface being rained on, but never wet. Spilled on, but never wet. Submerged, but never wet. Introducing Rust-Oleum Never Wet, a revolutionary super hydrophobic treatment that causes liquids to form perfect spheres so they roll off surfaces like never before. Just spray it on, and it's never wet. Find out more at rustoleum.com/neverwet.
All right, folks, welcome to the tasting table as we wrap the show. Yes, Abiyo Jackson is with us, as well as Kurt Allen. He stayed with me through the entire show. Yes. We decided, Kurt, to give Abiyo a little.
Yeah, let's do something.
We'll give her a little.
You decided to give me a little?
Yes, because the laughter that we were hearing.
But Joel, what did you expect me to do?
I'm exhausted, Abiyo Jackson. I have never.
I understand.
Cooking on camera.
Nerve-wracking.
Credit to chefs who do that.
You did well, though. You did well. What I will say is that I think at moments Kurt probably feared for his life and his clothing. But you did well. Congratulations. I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I could not do it. So
are you going to taste my soup?
What do you think, Kurt?
Yeah, it's safe. It's safe.
It's safe?
It's safe.
You sure? Okay.
Can we garnish?
We have to garnish.
We're going to make it look pretty. So
I can do that.
Yeah, just a little.
Thank you.
It's just some size that we just
Size?
that you put on top. Yes?
All right. And now we taste.
Well, I mean, you'll taste first. If anything happens to you, well, I will know. Sometimes I hit, sometimes I miss. So.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Brave people, brave people.
Waiting.
You did well, Joe. You did well.
Abiyo Jackson, I want you to invite me home and you make this, you reproduce this soup for me.
I am supposed to reproduce this for you?
Reproduce this. If I can do this, Abiyo Jackson, you can.
Does it come in a tin?
No, can't get it.
Just to heat it up, right?
Yeah.
Not bad at all, Joel Villapana.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cream of pumpkin, as it's dear to my heart, it's the first soup that Marla
lovely
made
consistency
for me.
and such.
It's lovely, it's lovely.
You
Cream
did
of pumpkin soup, trinicooks.com.
Really good, man.
Good. I can do it without you. You were there by my side.
Moral support. Moral support.
Oh, I gotta supervise you. Yeah?
The blender started misfunction. I wanted to say, Lord, what happened to the blender?
That's when Kurt stepped back. No, but
it was fun.
It was fun, and we thank you so much for being with us.
It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
So much for being with us. You know,
Always
you bring a wealth of knowledge to the table. So apart from just the food, we thank you for that.
Thank you so very much.
Right.
I'm looking to the Bajan in town. For the carnival season.
Yes. Yeah, hopefully we'll see what the Bajan have up his sleeve.
I'll keep you definitely informed about that.
Yeah.
I feel like the Bajan should have a kitchen window and we should put Joel in it. Stir in a pot.
That might be a very good idea.
A very nice idea.
You're fit, right?
Yeah, I do like the idea. I don't always like the idea she comes up with. But it's great having you. Great having you.
Nice,
great having you. Thanks a lot for being a good sport.
All right, sir. Congratulations. You have to congratulate the chef. Congratulate the chef. Anyway, Trinidad and Tobago. That's how we wrap on a Thursday. What a Thursday it has been. First Thursday at Fanatic Kitchen. Thank you so much to them for being so accommodating, as well as we have to say thank you to Amanda, Faces of Belarus, for allowing us to look fabulous in the midst of all the madness.
Yes. And thank TriniCooks.com.
That's right.
As I said, supplying us with all these lovely recipes. Every week we're going to roll out a recipe, and hopefully I will get it right more times than not. Yeah. All right. That's it?
That's it.
That's it.
Meet us back here tomorrow.
We will be back here tomorrow, folks. More exciting food-related stuff. It's
with real
Foodie
chefs.
Fridays. Yes, Abio Jackson, with real chefs. real chefs will be in the house. The Star Ingredient Challenge continues on Foodie Fridays on A Cup of Joe. Join us tomorrow for that. We're always excited. So, Abio Jackson, before we wrap, we used to get excited when there was Foodie Fridays. Now there's Trini Cooks Thursdays and Foodie Fridays. We get double the excitement.
Yeah.
You're not excited about me being in the kitchen cooking for you? Obviously, you're not excited.
I'm not convinced yet. But maybe you can convince me by the end of the season.
I have never made this soup in my life, you know.
And
Morella
now,
makes
and
it.
now
I've
he tells
never
us.
made this.
And
serious.
now he tells
I
us.
literally did this recipe for the first time.
On camera.
Why am I doing this when my wife can make the most beautiful
soup ever?
So I've never done this. This was the first time on camera.
Fair.
Tobago meet us back here tomorrow. Same time on TV6. We are back at 10 o'clock for Foodie Fridays on A Cup of Joe. We had fun, and we're going to have more fun tomorrow. Join.